Lee, thanks for joining us. It seems only 5 minutes since we were last talking after an excellent night at Harrogate. You would have had a look at it over again, and you must have been well pleased with everything that went for you.
Yeah, I thought we were good watching the game back. I think the first half an hour, in terms of how their shape was, we struggled with a little bit. I think the information we then give the players from that point on helped us being able to penetrate more on their back line. But like you say, really pleased with the performance and what they did off the ball as well. Stats are really high and good in the areas that we look at. So a pleasing evening.
And the result got you what you went for, back-to-back victories.
Yeah, it's really important. Look, we obviously try and win every football match. And that spell we've gone through, people could start to think, the confidence won't be there with the players. The players have been brilliant in terms of how they've worked to the application. They've got drive to want to achieve something. And what we've done is we've kept consistent, like I always say, in terms of what we've been looking for and what we've been doing, because we believe in it. And then the players have gone out in the last couple of games and executed it, 2 different game plans in the last 2 games, and they've got enough intelligence between them to be able to then go out and do it.
Can we just wrap up the Harrogate game? Connor Thomas lasted an hour, and unfortunately Matt Solacek had to come off with an injury. Have you got updates on both those lads? Are they okay? Or
yeah, CT we're going to have to look after. He's so important to us. I believe the stat that Sky did shows how important he is to us. So we've got to be mindful, and what we've got is we've got good options for when CT is not available. Mattis, we're not sure. He went for an ultrasound, which is just showing a grey area. Without knowing too much about what a grey area is, he'll then now have an MRI scan. So we'll know something in the next couple of days.
As well as that good result that you got, the one thing that you picked up on, how pleasing it was that if you were changing the system here and there on the night, changing the personnel here and there on the night, all your players adapted to it.
Yeah, again, credit to them being able to pick up. It's really hard during a half of football for players then to get on board with what changes you're looking to make in terms of shape, and they took that information on really well. There's just a couple of occasions where the players were out of position and they got up the pitch. But no, like I say, they're intelligent players, and we're always trying to find ways of getting that extra attacker on, particularly this season. And ways of being able to penetrate the opposition when they're stubborn and they drop in like they did. So you can't just keep kicking the can down the road, which we're always trying to change things.
Another thing that was highlighted from Monday night was the strength and depth of your squad, because you've got senior players and good players not even featuring on the team sheet. How do you handle all that?
Well, I try to be as respectful as I can to the players. Ultimately, we're doing what we feel is best for the team, and they're part of the team, even if they're not in the squad. So it's for the benefit of everybody, and it'll change constantly. Different opposition offer different things, so it will constantly change. And what I can assure everybody is that every player will be vital to us during the season. That is guaranteed. So when it's not their time to be in the squad or be in the team, some players will be on the sub bench who think they should be starting. Some will be out the squad who think they should at least be on the bench. It's down to their professionalism, how they train. It's something I look at closely. Yes, you're entitled to be peed off with me, if you like, a little bit at the start, but you've got to get on with it. You've got to knuckle down and make sure you're pulling in the right direction, because like I say, I can assure everybody's going to be used some part during the season. That is just going to happen.
Was a couple of blips in terms of results, but you've gained some momentum again with winning the last 2. That again is important, momentum, winning games, getting that feeling again.
Well, it goes back to consistency. It's something I'll continue to use, because it's consistency in team performance, more consistency in your individual performance, consistency with not making mistakes that lead to goals. So it's all about consistency, and wins do help to build momentum. Because like I say, yes, we didn't win games in that 5 or 6 or whatever it may be, and it's easy to then just go on to the result, and you lost the game and look at the negatives. But Barnet was a nip and tuck game we should have won. Swindon's probably the only one where I thought they were much better than us on the day. So in the background we've been going on about the same messages and continuing what we're doing because we knew it turned for them.
The one thing you have said as well, that the way that you play and the way that you create opportunities, you should be scoring more goals. But it's a little bit of a concern that you've gone quite a long time without a clean sheet.
Yeah, clean sheets is something that people go on about a lot. It's generally, Graham, it's not something that I prefer to have lots of goals in the game. Now, I don't want to be conceding goals because it gives us a mountain to climb like it did on Monday. We do want to obviously collect some clean sheets. You look at what we did last year in terms of clean sheets. But then you don't want to go the other way and it's clean sheets and no goals, no action the other end. And so I'm mindful in terms of what I'm saying. I'm sure the defenders, the goalkeeper, midfield players will want a clean sheet sooner rather than later.
Can we talk about just one player before we look into the game coming up against Bromley? But Matt Sanders was named man of the match, scored that excellent winning goal. Do you feel now, it was a bit frustrating for him last season, do you feel now you've got the player that you went for when you signed him and he's producing?
We thought we had a good player last year in Max, and I thought for large parts he was good. What Max hadn't experienced before, and there was the conversation at the end of the season and during the season, is the run of games he got at the football club, and it was unfair on Max to just keep putting him out there because he'd not experienced that intensity on a regular basis, week in, week out. It was the most games he covered last year in terms of being in the first team. And again, it goes back to it's easy just to keep churning these players out. We were not winning football matches, but I think we did what was right for Max. I know he'd be stronger for it this year. We had a good conversation at the end of the season. The boy's super fit. He's got a great desire, brilliant mentality in terms of wanting to get on the football all the time. It's taken a while for his goal to come and it, but if you'd have told me he'd have collected it in his half and travelled the length of the pitch and bent one in, I'm not sure I thought that's the way it'd have come, but I'm really pleased for him.
Well, Bromley are up next, of course, and while they haven't probably got the wins that they would have wanted, they've had some very encouraging results with draws against good teams.
They are a good team, super athletic, super competitive, score goals. Like we saw last year with them, they compete with everybody. There's not many games where they're not in it. If not, they don't win it. So we're in for a real stern test on Saturday in terms of what they bring. But then we've got to combat that. We've got to know what we're good at and what we want to look for, and we'll be doing that this morning.
Yeah, he's an experienced manager, isn't he, Andy Woodman? He's been a long time. You've got to be ready for it come the 3 o'clock kick-off.
Yeah, he's done a brilliant job, and they quickly look like an established football league team, don't they? They have some good backing with that, but he's done a great job, and we've got to be ready. It's like any game, Graham. We have to be ready. I'm constantly drilling that home to them. 2 wins doesn't mean anything. They're gone now. They're done. It's on to Saturday in front of our own fans, and we've got to look something like.